Have you ever experienced this in your business? You share your offer, you invite someone to take a look, you follow up, and then they say no. Or worse, they don't reply at all. And even if you understand logically that it's part of the process, there's still something inside that reacts. Parang may automatic na reaction sa loob mo na, did I say something wrong? Maybe I'm not good at this. Maybe my offer is not good enough. Maybe I'm not good enough. And if you've ever felt that, this episode is for you. Because rejection in business is normal. But the way we experience it, that's what creates unnecessary stress. At yun din ang nakaka-affect kung paano ka kumikilos after. Most of us were taught that when life gets harder, the answer is to think harder. But many of the biggest breakthroughs in my life didn't come from thinking more. They came from understanding the mind and learning how to quiet it. If you're a business owner, leader, or professional dealing with stress, uncertainty, and the challenges that come with growth, you're in the right place. In this podcast, I share realizations about life, work, and the mind, and how quieting the mind helps us think more clearly, make better decisions, and take focused, effective action. Welcome to Realizations with Clarissa. Usually, ganito yung nangyayari inside the mind. Someone says no or doesn't respond, and very quickly, the mind makes it mean something. Ang bilis niyang mag-interpret. Hindi lang siya no, may story agad. Na it didn't work, I'm not effective, they don't see the value, this is hard, maybe this isn't for me. And after that, you start hesitating. You delay sending your next message. You overthink what to say. Or you soften your invitation too much. Parang nag-iingat ka na. Ayaw mo na maulit yung ganong feeling. Not because you're lazy, but because your mind is trying to prevent you from going through that same discomfort again. And I've seen this pattern in many people I work with, especially those who care deeply, who genuinely want to help, who want to do things properly. And when they experience rejection, their mind doesn't just see it as feedback. It turns into something personal. And this is where the struggle begins because it's no longer just about the situation. It becomes about identity. Hindi na lang siya, they said no. Nagiging, what does this say about me? And when that happens, rejection starts to feel heavier than it actually is. And I remember reflecting on this in my own business. There were moments when I would talk to people, share what I offer, and they would say no. And even if I understood that not everyone will say yes, there was still that reaction inside. May konting pait pa rin, kahit alam ko naman na normal lang to. Until I started seeing something very simple. And I asked myself, do I like spicy food? Yes, syempre, Bicolana. But do other people like spicy food? Some do, some don't. And when someone doesn't like spicy food, do I take it personally? No. Di ko iniisip na, what's wrong with them? Or di ko rin iniisip na, maybe I should stop eating spicy food. I just understand it's not their preference. And that simple realization changed how I saw rejection. Because saying yes to an offer is also a preference. So when someone says no to your offer, most of the time it's not a rejection of you. It's simply not their priority right now, not their timing, not their focus, not their preference. And when you really see this, something starts to relax. Parang may nare-release na tension sa loob. Kasi hindi na siya agad nagiging about you. You stop turning every no into a personal evaluation. Now, at the same time, it's important to understand what's happening inside you because there are automatic patterns in the mind. And one pattern tries to avoid discomfort. So it pulls you away from situations that feel uncomfortable. And another pattern evaluates quickly. It looks for what went wrong and sometimes it points back to you. And these patterns are automatic. They're not bad. But when we believe them too quickly, they start to shape our behavior. Na instead of continuing to take action, we hold back. And this is the part that most people don't realize. It's not the rejection that slows your business down. It's the meaning you attach to it. Because when you take it personally, you stop reaching out. You hesitate to follow up. You overthink your messaging. You lower your energy when you present your offer. So the impact is not just emotional. It affects your actions and your results. Doon pumapasok yung real cost sa business mo. So what can you do instead? You don't need to force confidence. You don't need to convince yourself that rejection is good. You just need to see it more accurately. Na next time you hear a no, pause for a moment and remind yourself this is just a preference. Not everyone will want the same thing. Hindi siya rejection ng pagkatao mo. Preference lang talaga siya. And then, bring your focus back to what matters. Continue sa process, continue sa conversations, continue offering. Not from pressure, but from understanding. And you can even ask yourself this question na, how many people in my life don't like the same things I like? Do I judge them for it? So why am I judging myself when someone says no? And just sit with that. Because when the mind settles, you start to see things more clearly. And if you're noticing that rejection affects your confidence, your consistency, or how you show up in your business, this is exactly the kind of pattern we train inside the 7-day mental fitness challenge. Because the goal is not to eliminate rejection. The goal is to train your mind to respond differently when it happens. Para hindi ka na agad naapektuhan in a way that stops your action. So, instead of overthinking, instead of taking it personally, instead of pulling back, you stay clear, you stay consistent, you keep moving. And if you want to experience that shift, you can start the 7-day mental fitness challenge. The link is in the description. And remember, rejection is part of business. But suffering from rejection, that part is optional. Hindi mo kailangang dagdagan yung bigat by taking it personally. And once you start seeing it as a preference, not personal, everything becomes lighter. And action becomes easier without overthinking every step. Kung nakaka-relate ka sa episode na to, follow or subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss future episodes. And if you know someone who might find this helpful, feel free to share it with them. And thank you for spending this time with me. I'll see you in the next episode of Realizations with Clarissa. And keep building your mental fitness. Because a stronger mind helps us live better and work better.